Get started. Okay, we're ready.
Okay, can you hear me?
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm Mallory. I am part of Beth's team, but as you'll find out if you end up doing stuff with us, whether it's a challenge group or coaching, we do a lot of stuff together as a team. And it's just because I think we find that we really get a lot of good energy off of each other. And I think, we all have our own different ways of coaching. We all have our own personalities. We all have different backgrounds and why we're doing this, why we started. So just like briefly, I'll kind of give you a little bit about me just to kind of tell you why I started, how I got into this. I'll keep it short because I can go really long, but I won't. I am a mom. I work full time. I have a lot of kids. They're like all in the basement. I literally just ran downstairs and was like, be quiet. Like I have a spouse who's a musician and I was like hearing the amp come up through the floor. So I'm real busy and like I have a super crazy chaotic life. And I think anybody, like any coach on this call, I'm reading this book called Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis. So one of the points that I've gotten out of that book is to embrace the chaos in your life instead of like try and figure out how to make your life perfect. And I've really been able to do that. And I think coaching has really been able to kind of help me focus and find my thing because I didn't have it. I'm a mom, I work full time, and I always had this like, I need to pay the mortgage. And I'm a divorced mom, by the way. So like I had all the bills on my plate. I had to do everything for myself. And only recently have I figured out like, oh, like I don't really need somebody else. I can totally do it myself. I love having the support of the other person, but like I just want to feel financially stable by myself. And so that has really driven me to be like financially independent. And this last year, I actually had a lot of issues with my finances, not because I'm like not going to work or not doing whatever. I'm in sales. I sell advertising in my like 9 to 5 job. And if anybody has listened to radio or reads the newspaper or whatever, like all of those things are kind of going away. They're kind of not, people aren't spending what they used to spend. So that means I make less money. So literally in 5 years, the job that I have now will probably not exist. So I've kind of had this stressful thing of like trying to figure out how I'm replacing my income, how am I doing this? And I had this like epiphany moment last year after, watching Beth kind of grow in the coaching business. And I watched her for a long time and I've sat in on a couple of sneak peeks and kind of ghosted her and was like just processing it and didn't really know what to think about it. And then something happened in my life and I was like, nope, I got to do this. I called her in December and was like, sign me up. I need to make a lot of money. I need to be able to support my family. And truthfully, I don't think I realized when I signed up solely for money, like I signed up just for money, how much coaching could truly shift my perspective on everything, I don't think I've ever been a goal-oriented person, which sounds crazy, but I was a good student. I was an athlete. I did a lot of things and I, considered myself successful to an extent, but I was never someone who could sit down and say, I want to do these 5 things and I'm going to do them by this point. And something changed in me when I started coaching. And I don't know exactly what it is other than the fact that I'm surrounded by all of these other women who are very driven, who are very I wouldn't even say goal oriented. They just have something that they want. They have something that they want out of this. And, why they started is completely different. It's completely different from me. It's probably completely different from whatever reason that you decided to hop on this call. But what I can say is that if you can remember why you got on this call and why you're interested in coaching at all, that is what will make you successful in this business. Because my why is that I want to support my family. I want to be financially independent and I have children that I need to pay for. And I don't want to be in my job in 6 months from now. So like my why is very, very financially strong. And, lucky for me, I've kind of found all of these awesome mental benefits from coaching that I didn't know existed, which is ironic because I'm like performing better in my 9 to 5 job because of it, which is weird because I don't want to do it anymore. But so I kind of just want to start with what is coaching? Like, what are we doing? What are you doing as a coach? And for me, when I got into 80 Day Obsession, that's when I started coaching. I'd never done a challenge group. I'd never really knew that you could even be a coach. I did P90X 10 years ago in my garage, like with DVDs and stuff. And then didn't really realize until Beth started coaching, and she's a friend of mine, that you could like make money on this. You could make it a career, or you could like, I want to pay for a Disney cruise for my family, like not a big deal. Those are just things I didn't realize because I wasn't really asking the questions, you know, and nobody's really out there saying, this is how much money you're going to make as a coach, or this is what you want to get out of it. So to me, even though I started to make a lot of money, when I started doing 80-Day Obsession, I wasn't really sure how much money I was going to make. I wasn't really sure what it was going to take or whatever. And so all I was told was, you just need to do a few things every single day. You need to work on yourself. You need to do your workout, have your shake every day. You need to share it with people and invite other people to do it with you. And so that's what I did. That's all I did. I started 80-Day Obsession as a coach, as a challenger at All in One. I had no idea how the My Challenge Tracker app worked. I was like trying to post things, and I think I texted Beth 19 times trying to figure it out. So I went through 80-Day Obsession, and it was like life shifting for me. My perspective shifted on a lot of things because for the first time I was working on something for me. I had a lot of personal stuff going on. We have ex-husbands and wives and things. Like if anybody's been divorced, you know that there's a lot of emotional drain that pulls on your entire family. We were going through a lot of that as a family unit in my house. So that was very stressful. I was stressed because I was making less money. I was stressed. My company actually got sold it was 4 months ago. So in the midst of this, the reason I think I was able to like keep my life together and keep my head in one place was because I had this thing I was doing every day, and I was doing it for me, which is funny because I signed up as a coach, and in this whole process of working on me and focusing on me and like giving myself this hour and sharing it, I was coaching and I was getting people to join me. I was just asking them to have faith in me, have faith in the process, have faith in themselves, and just like realizing that these programs and these processes really truly work. And when you stick to it, you can get results as a challenger and then ultimately as a coach. And so I think then it became like, okay, so I'm doing this, and how much time do I really need to put into this every day? I don't really know. You know, I'm busy. Who isn't busy? Who hasn't figured out that they like can't fit anything else into their life, right? But when you want something, you figure it out. And that's where it kind of goes back to your why. Like, why are you here? Because that will help you figure it out and figure out how much time you can put into this. And I think over the last 6 or 7 months, I've probably put more and more time into it because it's become something that I'm seeing is truly what I think it could have been. Like 7 months ago when I was like, I think I can do this. And then now I'm like, no, I know I can do this and it will happen. So I think gradually as my mindset has continued to shift, I've become more and more committed, and I've spent more and more time, and I've spent more time with my coaches and trying to kind of develop them and help them get challengers, because ultimately all we're doing is helping other people and inviting other people to do this. So the more time that you want to spend doing that, do it. You know, I think as far as my time goes on the daily, it probably looks a little bit different than Beth's, or it might look a little bit different than Whitney's, because I work full time. So I get up and I spend 30 minutes a day working out. What? Because of Lyft 4. So I'm like saving myself half an hour of life. So, you know, I spend 30 minutes working out, and then I probably spend another 15 minutes just like checking in with my girls every day, first thing in the morning, posting on my story. And then I go to work, and I'm kind of intermittently checking in with people. And then I might spend another hour in the evening. And that's kind of what I've gotten to. You know, I don't know. I sometimes spend a couple hours one day, and I spent 0 hours yesterday because I was in the ER with my dude who got hit in the face with a softball. You know, like I get that life happens. This job is different than any other job you will have. It's the most flexible, and it's really what you put into it is what you'll get out of it. So I know that Beth will probably touch on a few other things, like what you want to get out of it. Beth, I don't know if you want to kind of take it from here.
Yeah, totally. So everything that Mallory just said, I just kind of want to introduce myself a little bit for those of you who don't know me. My name is Beth, obviously. I have been coaching for, let's see, I guess right at 2 years. However, I didn't really consider myself a true coach until July of last year. So I've technically been coaching for 2 years, but I kind of went all in right at a year or so ago. And now I actually coach full-time. I was able to quit my full-time job back in January. So for about 6 months now, almost 7, I've been coaching full-time. And my kind of story with how I got into coaching is a little bit different than Mallory's. So I actually don't have a coach. So like Mallory is on my team essentially. I don't have an upline coach because I wasn't introduced to coaching and honestly to Beachbody in general in a traditional way. I actually met a friend. I'm originally from Texas and I moved to Oklahoma about 4 years ago. And I met a lady when I moved up here who I actually worked with really briefly at the University of Oklahoma, which is where I used to work before I started coaching full time. And I knew that she worked out at home, but I didn't really know, much about it or anything. And honestly, I've always struggled with my fitness and just my health in general. I've never been able to find like a consistent balance and honestly lifestyle as far as my health and fitness is concerned. I've always been one of those kind of yo-yo dieters. It's like an all or nothing mentality, and it was something that I really struggled with. And honestly, I like to say that it was, I don't like to say, but the truth of the matter is that it was really the one part of my life that I felt like had total control over me. My relationship with food, my all or nothing mentality, just all of it was really something that I feel like was a part of my life that I just couldn't control. And so whenever this friend of mine that I met after I moved to Oklahoma told me about these at-home workout programs, they're 30 minutes a day, the meal plan is super flexible, you drink the superfood shake, I was just like, no, thank you. Like, there's no way I can get results and feel good about myself and get in shape in a way that makes me feel good about myself by working out at home and not spending 2 hours in the gym and by not eating chicken, rice, and broccoli 3 times a day. And she just kept asking me. And this was in the fall of 2015. And New Year's was rolling around. And I'm sure like most of us, we all have New Year's resolutions of getting in shape or getting healthier. And so the first of the year was rolling around and I was really just not at a good place with my health and fitness. Like I said, I was always kind of a yo-yo dieter and was back and forth as far as focusing on my health and fitness journey. And so she asked me one last time in December of 2015. And finally, honestly, just because I was tired of her asking me, I was like, fine, I'll do this new workout program with you starting in January. It was a 60-day program. This was before our workouts were streamed online. So if you've ever been in one of our challenge groups, you know that our workouts are streamed from a website called Beachbody On Demand. But this was when we had DVDs. And so she just gave me a set of DVDs. And she was like, here, all you have to do is, put these in. We'll do it every day. We'll send each other sweaty selfies. I wasn't in a challenge group or a boot camp or anything like that. And we just did it together back and forth for 60 days. And whenever I say that program changed my life, it literally changed my life. I, for the first time in my whole 24 years of life, realized that I could feel my best and look my best and honestly just overall be my healthiest and happiest by working out at home and following a really flexible nutrition plan that taught me all about portion control. I had started doing a little bit of personal development in the process, and so I was really focusing on sort of my internal transformation with my health and fitness journey, and it just literally changed my life. But this friend that was doing this workout program with me, she was a coach for the discount, which we'll talk about in a second, but she wasn't an active coach building a business. And so I just got to thinking when that program was over, I was like, I need to share this with other people. And I need to I had kind of done some research on coaching, and I knew that basically what a coach was somebody who did our programs from start to finish and who ran these online accountability groups to help other women do the same. And I was like, that's the ultimate accountability system. If I can run these challenge groups, I have to show up for myself every single day because these other women are going to be expecting me to show up for them. And if I don't show up for myself, I can't show up for them. And so for 3 months, I did that program from January to March. It was a 60-day program. So from March to July of 2016, I watched hundreds of YouTube videos and did hours and hours of research to figure out exactly what a coach was and what a coach did and what it meant to be a coach. And I just knew that because of how these programs and that specifically that one program had changed my life, that I needed to share it with other people. And so that is kind of how I got into coaching. So my kind of start with coaching was purely like an accountability thing. And so that's why I say that I've technically been coaching for 2 years, but I didn't really go all in until July of last year. I ran these accountability groups every month for 12 months. And then because I had helped 3 people every single month I had hit what the company calls Success Club, which is just helping 3 people every single month. And I had gotten a free ticket to our summit event last July, which is like our annual conference. And I thought, what the heck? Like, I'll just go. You get to do a live workout with some of the celebrity trainers. I'll be around other Beachbody coaches. Like, this will be fun. I'll just go. And I came back from that conference last July, and the stories that I heard and the testimonies and just the environment of being around like-minded women who lift you up and who motivate you, it just totally inspired me. And so my poor husband, I came home from that conference and I told him, I'm quitting my job in 6 months. Like, I don't really know how it's going to work out or what I need to do, but in 6 months, I'm quitting my full-time job. And he was like, okay, if you can, match your income and make it work, like, by all means, go for it. I'll do whatever I can to help. Thankfully, he was super supportive in that. So that is why I say I technically have been coaching for 2 years, but I really went all in just about 12 months ago, and it has totally changed my life. And all of those added benefits that Mallory talked about of like literally just becoming your best self, like that is what coaching is. And so what I kind of wanted to focus specifically on talking about is a little bit about income and kind of what it looks like if you do decide that this is an opportunity you want to take advantage of. And then also just kind of address some of the common objections and honestly just fears that we hear whenever, somebody is interested in this opportunity. So I'll talk first about kind of the money aspect of things. I'm not going to get in too much detail about this, even though it's probably what you all care about the most, because you'll go through new coach training on exactly how the compensation plan works. But just know that basically the way that the amount of money that you can make with this opportunity is literally directly correlated to the number of lives that you change with this opportunity. The more people you help, the more money you make. The more coaches you have on your team and the more you grow your organization, the more money that you make. And so this opportunity can be as big as you want it to be, as small as you want it to be. It can be a hobby. It can be your full-time thing like it is for me now. It just depends on what your goals are with the business. And the cool thing about it is it's your business. So those goals can shift and change. So even if right now you're like, oh, I don't know what I would want out of this, or I don't really know, maybe you don't believe that you're capable of making this a full-time thing or providing a full-time income for your family. That will change over time as you go through a new coach training, which is something I'll talk about at the end. And you'll be provided with all of the resources and all of the tools that you will need to be successful in this business. It just depends on what you want with it. So we make money lots of ways, but the two kind of primary ways is first off of commission. So you will make 25% commission off of every single thing that somebody buys from you, whether it's a challenge pack. And if you're not familiar with what a challenge pack is, it's essentially kind of like the all-in-one system that we like to get new customers set up with. That includes 12 months worth of access to all of our workout programs, a month of Shakeology, nutrition plans, access to all of our online boot camps, one-on-one coaching, so on and so forth. So you will make 25% commission off of everything that you sell. And then the way that you make really long-term sustainable type of income from this opportunity is by growing and building an organization of your own. So we like to call this the vital process. So you will quickly learn, if you decide that this coaching thing is for you, that your number one responsibility in this journey is you. And what that means is just doing 4 vital behaviors every single day. Being a product of the product, so pressing play on your workout every day, completing our programs from start to finish, drinking Shakeology, and doing personal development, like literally focusing on your own journey. And the coaching piece is really just sharing that with other people. So as you share that with other people and you run your own online accountability groups that your coach will definitely help you with, so don't stress about that, and you help those people get results, then they want to do this opportunity with you. And then your organization grows and you make a lot of money based off of volume. So essentially, the more people you help, the more people your coaches help, so on and so forth, the more money that you make. So that's why I say that the basis of how we make money is the fact that our income is directly correlated to the number of lives we change and the number of people that we help on a monthly basis, weekly basis. Another really cool thing about being a coach, if you're kind of overwhelmed with all of this information, you're not really sure, maybe you've never done a challenge group before, an accountability group, and you were just invited to this, or you maybe saw a coach post about it and you just kind of wanted to hear what it was all about. You like while you're going through your training and while you're learning and while you're trying to figure out what you really want out of this, at the bare minimum, you're going to get a 25% discount on all of our products. So if you sign up as a coach with a challenge pack to join your coach's next boot camp, and you really love our pre-workout or you really love Shakeology and you want it every month, you're going to save 25% off on every single product. So it's really like a win-win, even if you don't decide to go all in with the business aspect of this. So now I want to talk a little bit about kind of some common objections that we hear. I want you to think about what is holding you back from taking advantage of this opportunity, or if you've already been in a challenge group, what's holding you back from sharing what you're doing with other people? You may even be sharing it with others now and not even realize how many people are paying attention to your journey. I have never received such positive impact from total strangers, most of which have never even been in one of my boot camps as a challenger, telling me how much I've impacted, their focus, their mood, or their desire to just take care of themselves in general. And that all comes well after my why. So if you're a challenger and you commit to a program, you can 100% commit to coaching one person, then another, and then an entire group following you on a mission to better themselves, because they're literally just watching what you're doing. It's the greatest snowball effect that I've ever experienced. And so I think it's so important. One of the best things I've gotten out of coaching is kind of overcoming those self-limiting beliefs that I have of myself, the negative self-talk, and really just cultivating a belief within myself that I can create any life I want to live. I can be whatever I want to be and do whatever I want to do, because my number one responsibility is myself. And so Mallory kind of talked about this a little bit earlier. One of the most common things we hear is that I just don't have enough time. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I work full time, I work 2 jobs, I'm in school, and we get it. The fact of the matter is that we are all the busiest person that we know, right? Our busy is our own reality. However, if you just spent 1 hour a day, including the time that you're working out, on this job, you will be totally amazed at the number of people that are going to respond to you. Push play every day on your workout, drink your shake, and share it. It's literally that simple. And then as your goals with what you want out of this business grow and change and develop, then you can put more time into your business. I will say last July, whenever I kind of decided to go all in and I wanted to quit my full-time job in 6 months, I woke up. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, I'm also a PhD student at the University of Oklahoma, so I had night class 2 nights a week. So I was waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to get 2 full hours of working my business in. And then I would do my workout for 30 minutes, and then I'd get ready for work, and I'd go to work, and then I'd have night class, and then I'd do my schoolwork in the evening. Now that worked for me because I don't have little babies running around my house that I have to take care of in the evening. So just know that anything is possible as long as it's a priority to you, because I'm a firm believer in the fact that we have time for everything that is a priority. So you get to put as much or as little time into this opportunity as you want. One that I hear so very often is that people, women specifically, want to get in the best shape of their life before they take advantage of this coaching opportunity. You guys, the best time to invite others to join you is while you are going through a program as a challenger yourself. You're sharing your journey with other people, and then they're going to want to step up right next to you and do it too. You don't need an amazing before and after picture. I didn't have one whenever I began to help other people. You just have to be consistent and show those people that you're going to show up every single day. Kind of like what Mallory said, she signed up to be a coach at the exact same time she started her first full program in a challenge group, which was 80-Day Obsession. And the fact that she was pressing play on 80-Day Obsession every single day for 80 days, people were watching her because she was sharing it, and they wanted to know what in the heck this 80-day thing was that she was doing. And I also want you to think about the fact that think about the people that you connect with, whether it's on social media or in person. I know for me personally, I don't connect with the girl who seems like she has all of her stuff together. Like, she loves working out and she loves eating healthy and she has the perfect life. I don't connect with that because that's not me. I used to hate working out. I definitely love it more now. But one thing that I really struggle with, and I mentioned this earlier, is my nutrition. Like, I really love pizza, chips, queso, and ice cream. And I still crave those things. And I still have those things in margaritas because those things fit my lifestyle and who I am. And if I'm trying to model my life after somebody else's whose mold I don't really fit and somebody who I don't connect with, then it's not going to work. So people are going to connect with you, relate to you, and trust you because of where you're at right now. The next thing is, what if I can't get people to join me? This was one of my biggest fears, fear of what other people were going to think about me for doing this, fear of the fact that I didn't have a big social media following. But this quickly got squashed because the very first time I put it out there that I wanted to share this journey with other people, people were messaging me, asking me how they could get involved. You never know who is watching you in your journey. Once again, it's those self-limiting beliefs that we kind of place on ourselves that kind of stop us in our tracks. And honestly, it allows us to, we allow the start to stop us. That's what I'm trying to say. And so you just have to have full confidence in what it is that you're doing and share it with other people authentically. Fear of running a challenge group. So you're probably thinking, okay, if a coach is literally just this person that works out every day and makes himself a priority and does personal development, shares it with other people and runs these groups, how in the world am I going to run one of these groups? I don't know what I'm doing. Well, the great news for you is that first of all, you're going to go through a 21-day new coach training where we're going to teach you everything you need to know about the business. And you also have the opportunity to co-lead a challenge group with your coach. So we offer all of our new coaches the opportunity to co-lead a group with us. We're here to help guide you. We have a ton of resources that will help you, on your journey. You'll have your own coach back office where you'll have a ton of resources. We have a team website that has an entire set of training to help you. And we will be here with you every step of the way to run with you as slow as you want, or as fast as you want to run, or walk with you as slow as you want to walk as well. And the final objection that I wanted to address is the fact that I'm not a nutritionist or a fitness expert. Great news for you is that Beachbody is an amazing company, and that's what they're there for. The most educated nutritionists in the world have developed our meal plans. A highly trained research and development team has formulated our superfood shake, and incredible super trainers, celebrity trainers have developed our workout programs to make sure that you and your customers are getting the best results. All that your responsibility is to connect new customers and coaches and challengers to these programs. Like, that's it. You don't have to, know everything about the meal plan or, know how to answer everybody's questions. That's also what your coach is for. We have a team page on Facebook where we encourage all of our new coaches. Anytime that you're struggling with something or somebody asks you a question and you're not sure what to ask, reach out to your coach and ask them. Post on our team Facebook page and ask, and somebody will respond and be able to help you. That really is, like Mallory said earlier, the beautiful part about what we do. Regardless of whether you've been in a challenge group or whether you haven't, or whether you're thinking about it, you will always have support along the way. You will figure out exactly what it is that you want out of this opportunity, whether it is like Mallory's incentive of starting to have financial freedom, to be able to quit her full-time job, whether it is to literally just focus on making yourself a priority, to get in the best shape of your life, to help inspire and motivate other people. Or like a lot of us, some of us are just missing that community and that support system of other women kind of empowering us and lifting us up and inspiring each other. And we don't even realize it until we find it. I know for me, my number one sort of goal with the business when I started, like I said, was to just hold myself accountable by having a challenge group to check into. And once I started to build my team and I found all of the amazing coaches on our team and the challengers that I get to work with, I never realized that the thing I was missing was them. They lift me up, they motivate me, they empower me. I just feel like myself around them. And so even if you have, no financial goals or anything else, but you just need a support system cheering you on along the way, then this business is for you. And so that kind of leads me into wrapping this up with, okay, so what do I do next? Hopefully, this kind of gave you not only a sneak peek into what we do as coaches, but hopefully you were kind of able to think and reflect on exactly what that would look like in your own life. And so what you do next is super, super simple. If you are already a customer or a challenger in an accountability group or in your coaches that invited you to this group's boot camp, all you have to do is reach out to them and tell them that you're ready to go all in and you want to upgrade it to a coach account. If you have already purchased a challenge pack before, then signing up as a coach is totally free and your coach can help you with that. And we can get you plugged into our new coach training that's actually going to be starting on July 30th. So we run one training every single month. And since our August training, it starts on July 30th, since it's right there at the beginning of August, and it'll last for 21 days. So You'll have a one-on-one call with your coach where you're kind of talk about your goals and what you want out of this opportunity. We'll get you plugged into the team page, welcome you to the team, and get you started on the new coach training on July 30th. And then you'll work with your coach to make sure that you're plugged into a group. You'll set a date for your own challenge group to either run on your own or co-lead with them, and then you can just hit the ground running. For those of you that have never been in a challenge group before, we have the perfect opportunity for you to get started on your coaching journey and your challenge group journey with a new Lift 4 accountability group that we're going to be starting. So surely you have seen your coach posting about this new program called Lift 4 that we actually just started on Monday. But actually those challenge packs, the Lift 4 challenge packs, are on sale through July 31st. So lucky for you, if you decide that you want to sign up as a coach while you start this new program, now is the absolute perfect time. You can get signed up as a coach to start our new coach training on July 30th. And then when you sign up to be a coach, that coach fee will be waived if you purchase the Lift 4 challenge pack, and we can get you plugged into the next Lift 4 group that starts on August 6th. So you would essentially be starting your first challenge group with the new Lift 4 program, which is an amazing program. We're loving it already, while you're going through your new coach training. So it really is kind of the perfect marrying of being a challenger and a coach at the same time, just like Mallory said she did with 80 Day Obsession. And I'm a firm believer that no matter how long you've been in this business, you should always be a challenger. And that is just being a product of the product, and always, being plugged into an accountability group and having that support and mentorship from your coach while you're doing the same for other people. So that is basically it. Mallory, do you have anything else to add? No? Okay, cool. So we are just so excited that all of you were here. Regardless of whether you decide if this is an opportunity that you want to take advantage of or not, we're so blessed to know each and every one of you, and we want to thank you for following our own journeys, whether it's mine or Whitney's or Mallory's or Brittany's or anybody's, Molly's. We just want to thank you, because that is why we do what we do. It's to become our best selves and provide so many different types of freedom for our families while we are motivating and helping others do the same. So thank you for being here. If you're not here live and you're watching this back recorded, thank you for watching. And just reach out to your coach and let them know what you're thinking. Let us know what additional questions that you have. And this recording will be posted in that event page over on Facebook. And we hope you all have an amazing rest of your Thursday evening. Bye, guys.